Today our group are going to present about the environmental costs.
What is environmental cost? Environmental cost is the cost incurred by an organization in order to prevent, monitor, and report environmental impact. This cost incurred when the poor quality environmental exists or seem to be exist. Now we will discuss the objectives of environmental costs. There are three objectives of environmental costs. First is to create awareness on the importance of environmental costs as the environmental regulations and fines have increased. Second is to ensure environmental factors are to be considered in the decision-making process. Third is to ensure that possible adverse environmental impacts are identified and avoided or minimized. Now we will discuss on the types of environmental costs. There are 5 types of environmental costs. First, conventional costs, hidden costs, contingent costs, relationship and image costs, and lastly, societal costs. The first type of environmental cost is conventional cost. This cost is direct cost associated with the capital expenditures, raw materials, and other operating and maintenance costs. Hidden cost is the hidden regulatory cost from costs on monitoring and reporting on environmental activities and emission, costs on searching supplier responsible for the environmental impact, and the ongoing cost of cleaning up the contaminated land. The third type of environmental cost is contingent costs. Contingent costs are the contingent liabilities incurred from the failure to clean up contaminated sites and fines and penalties for non-compliance with regulations. The contingent liabilities are often limited to costs that may arise from the existing legal actions. Relationship and image cost is the less tangible costs and benefits that relates to the customer's perceptions, the relationship between employees and community, and the relationship of organizations with the employees, customers, shareholders, suppliers, and regulators. However, this cost is rarely measured as it is difficult to measure this cost objectively. The last type of environmental cost is societal cost. This cost is the cost imposed to the society and environment by the organization. However, the society and environment cannot be compensated for the societal costs as they may not legally responsible according to the legal system.
Environmental costs can be categorized in 4 categories that are prevention costs, detection costs, internal failure costs, and external failure costs. These costs are the method used for measurement of environmental costs.
Prevention costs refer to the cost of all activities that created to prevent poor quality product or service from being produced. The emphasis is on the costs of activities carried out to prevent the wastage and/or contaminants that could cause damage to the environment. Prevention activities caused reduction of appraisal costs, internal failures costs and external failures costs. Example of prevention activities such as A. Evaluating and selecting pollution control equipment. B. Product and process design. C. Recycling products. D. Carrying out environmental studies. E. Developing environmental management systems.
Detection cost defined as the cost of activities conducted to determine whether the products, processes, and other activities within the firm are in compliance with appropriate environmental standards and performance requirements. In simple words, detection costs incurred to determine if products or services are conforming to environmental standards and requirements. It is also known as an appraisal cost. List of detection activities such as auditing environmental activities, inspecting products and processes, developing environmental performance measures, verifying supplier environmental performance, and measuring weightage level and testing for weightage. Internal failure cost is about the correction of breakdown discovered in detection activities. This cost happen because no conformance of product and services meet specific standard. In other words, the internal failure cost refer to the cost of activities performed because production of contaminant and waste but not discharged into the environment. Some of activities by internal failure costs such as operating pollution control equipment, treatment and disposal toxic waste, maintaining pollution equipment, licensing facilities for producing contaminant, and recycling scraps. External failure costs incurred because no conformance of products and services meet specified standards. It is discovered after activities have been carried out. This cost occurred when resolution and remediation efforts fall outside of the organization management. In other words, this cost defined as the cost of activities performed after discharging contaminant and waste into the environment. Example of external failure activities such as cleaning up a polluted lake, cleaning up oil spill, cleaning up contaminated soil, using material and energy inefficiently, and restoring land to the natural state.
There are some of examples the external failure activities under societal costs such as A. Receiving medical care due to polluted air. B. Losing employment because of contamination. C. Losing a lake for recreational use and D. Damaging ecosystems from solid waste disposal.
Next, we will discuss the benefits and challenges of the environmental cost.
Next, we move on to the benefits of environmental costs. First, the cost can be declined or offset as a result of business decisions. This business decision is achieved through agreement among workers and top management in regards their past or future operational costs, which might be by cutting some costs that do not really contribute to the process. Next, by making investment in greener process technology, by setting up or buying equipment that is eco-friendly to the environment. Others, environmental costs can also be reduced by redesign of processes or products, and etc. Second benefit is improving environmental performance and significant benefits to human health as well as business success. The sequel or outcome from excellent or finer management of environmental costs will improve environmental performance and contribute important benefits to human health as well as business success. This can be done through committing your business through compliance with environmental rules or legislation. By following the legislation, any penalties related to environment issue can be avoided. Also, by using raw material wisely and efficiently, waste and insurance risk can be minimized and reduced, thus saving can be done. Third, it leads to more accurate costing and pricing of products. By understanding the environmental costs and performance of processes and products, it will result more on exact costing and pricing of products and services that can help companies in the creating of more environmentally preferable processes, products and services for the future. In terms of getting exact amount that need to be spent, a proper planning and budgeting from top management is needed. Thus, savings can be made from the wise spending incurred by the factory and wastage will not happen. For the first challenge, which is difficult to measure in terms of financial aspect, not all costs related to environmental costs are genuinely financial costs. This is because matters, for example, cost versus benefit of buying from suppliers who's applying environmental aware, or the effect on the public image of the company from failure to comply with environmental regulations are the considerations that were included in measuring the cost. Second challenge, that is, hardly to detect the costs involved in environmental costs. This is due to environmental costs are often unknown, which makes it complicated for supervision to spot opportunities to cut environmental costs that is not essential to the production. Also, identifying them could be an extensive process, and the time spent by workers will be wasted, especially involving large organization or company. Last but not least, expertise is needed to complement with these environmental costs. Different business will have different environmental costs involved. Frankly, highly industrialized business involves huge amount of environmental costs, and due to this, it will be difficult for any ordinary person to understand, since that person will not have any comprehensive knowledge or experience of the industry concerned or involved.